Hey, lovers! Welcome to the Book Lovers Club, the podcast where we celebrate Black Sapphic love stories, one book at a time. I'm your host, Joy, a married lesbian, lifelong book lover, and relational communication scholar. Here, we don't just read the romance, we learn from it. I believe that love stories can do more than just entertain us. They can teach us how to love better, how to see ourselves more clearly, and how to create the love life of our dreams. Each week, I'll dive into sapphic stories written for us and by us, while weaving in personal insights and communication lessons you can take off the page. So grab your drink, get cozy, and let's turn the page together. Welcome to the club. Hey, book lovers. Welcome back to another episode of the Book Lovers Club. I hope y'all enjoyed your love day. I know I did. Okay, I spent it exploring the beautiful sights of Olympic National Park. And now I am back in Chicago. And y'all, I'm so tired. I'm not gonna hold y'all. I am so tired. Little baby is struggling. Okay, I think I get a little jet lag. Maybe I'm just tired from all of the peopling that I've done over the last couple of days. But no complaints because I really did enjoy my trip. I really did have a good time. Okay. But I'm glad to be back in the studio with y'all to talk to y'all today because today is book discussion day. Today, I am about to unpack the books that we read this month. So we read A Little Kissing Between Friends by Chencia Higgins and Peaches and Honey by Karmen Lee. So if you have not finished these books, if you have not read these books and you want to avoid spoilers, this is your time to exit stage left. Okay? Exit stage left. Go ahead and dip out because we will be talking about these books today. And I cannot promise you that I will not drop any spoilers in this episode, okay? Because this is the time for me to do that, for me to discuss. But if you have read these books and you want to hear my thoughts about them, then stay, okay? Tune in. But before I get into all of that, let me tell y'all about my week, okay? Because I had a lot going on this week. So, like I told y'all in the last episode, I went to Washington for a conference for work. Okay, and I was presenting. It was my first time presenting at this first year experience conference. And y'all, the presentation went so well. It was so great. Like, me and my co-presenter, my supervisor, we were in our bag, okay? In fact, several people came up to me after our presentation, after like they ran into me at later times throughout the conference to let me know that we did so well and that was the best presentation they had went to. So, y'all, I really I just been in a glow because I told y'all I'm a boss bitch. I'm bossing it at work and I'm bossing it here, okay? We just bossing in life right now, but it went so well and I had so many nerves. It's just about doing this thing and then we did it. And we did the damn thing. Okay? So, my experience at the conference was so good. Like I had such a good experience and my wife and I, we really did enjoy Washington. Y'all, Olympic National Park is beautiful. It's so beautiful. It's got waterfalls, beautiful terrain. I loved all of the different trees and the moss on the trees and just it was beautiful. So because we were in Olympic National Park, I had to take a stop in Forks, Washington because it's right there. Like you got to pass through Forks to get to the whole rainforest. That's where I really wanted to go. So we definitely stopped in Forks and I was nerding out because I stopped at all the little twilight stops. So I took a picture with Bella's truck. I got my book stamped at the visitor center. And I also went and stopped by the Swan House. And y'all, it was real creepy how they had a picture of Jacob in the window, but the fangirl in me was getting my life. Okay. I definitely thought it would have been Edward, but clearly they team Jacob. But the highlight for me was going to La Push, baby. It's La Push. Okay. La Push Beach is beautiful. It was a short hike to get to the beach, like about point 0.8 miles. But y'all, that was the muddiest hike I've ever been on in my life. It was so muddy. And I had just got those hiking shoes. But now I look like I got the stamp of approval because I feel like hikers judge other people by how clean their shoes are. Cause they like, you're not really out here hiking if your shoes that clean. You don't know ball. Okay. However, a lot of us, you get the new hiking shoes, you gotta break them in. So I had just got a new pair before we went on this trip, but that hike killed them damn shoes. Okay, I mean they were covered in mud by the time we were done. But the sunset there, hiking down the beach to go see the sunset on La Push, definitely a core memory. It's so beautiful. Now it rains every damn day, okay, in that part of Washington. It rains all the time. But that time that we were there, it's like the sun came out, the weather was nice. It was just perfect, the perfect temperature to be outside hiking. And I had my cute little pink vest on for the holiday. Several people stopped me on the hiking trails and was like, "Girl, I like your hiking outfit." Oh, thank you, boo. Okay, because I definitely got one to be festive for Valentine's Day. But that La Push hike, it was muddy and surprisingly difficult. Okay, but it's light work. It was not even a full mile, okay? But we were already tired, but it was worth it to see those views. The sunset right there really is pretty. It really is beautiful, okay? Also, the waterfall that we saw while we were at Olympic National Park, like y'all, just the sights. I really enjoy spending time with nature, and I love being in nature. I love how fresh the air smells and just being outside. I just like to be outside. So I really got my life on this trip. Also, this was our first time taking a car ferry, like driving in the car onto the ferry. I know people have done this all the time before, but we're from Chicago, baby. This is some new shit to us. Okay, so me and wifey were definitely geeking out about driving our car on a ferry. But the bed and breakfast that we stayed at, the couple who owns the bed and breakfast, also I would recommend that bed and breakfast. It's the Maitland bed and breakfast. It's like a Beetlejuice themed bed and breakfast, y'all. The service was superior, okay? And they home cooked all the food. It was just such a great experience. And it's like really close to everywhere we wanted to go in Olympic National Park. And by really close, I mean like an hour or two. Everything's so spread out. If you're trying to do this trip, just be prepared to do a lot of driving, okay? Just be prepared. But the views are beautiful. It's definitely worth all of the effort that it takes to get to all of these things. And you're going to want to have a few days at your disposal to be able to just take your time and go and see all the things, especially if it's a little warmer. You can go and like take a dip in some of the hot springs and the water and the beaches, and just make sure you got a few days. But that experience, like at the bed and breakfast, but they were telling us a story about how some of the ferries have crashed into bridges and stuff like that. I'm like, don't tell me that, baby, okay? Because this is my first time doing all of this, and now I don't need it in my head that the ferry might crash into a bridge while we on it, okay? But everything was just so smooth. Everything went without a hitch. We didn't have any traveling issues, no issues on this trip, and just really got to be in nature and just enjoy our time. I didn't realize how popular this activity was for Valentine's Day. It was so many people on these trails, okay? And I'm thinking, like, is this the off season? I wonder how it's gonna look out here during the summer. It was a lot of people out there doing exactly what we were doing. A lot of couples that went hiking for Valentine's Day. Color me surprised, okay? I thought we were doing some innovative shit. And I realized, like, no, this is not nothing new, babe. Several people are out here. So luckily we got going pretty early. So we were able to beat some of the crowds at some of the spots. But it was quite a few people at Whole Rainforest. Quite a few people at Whole Rainforest. I was very surprised. I don't know what I thought, but I thought that it wasn't gonna be that many people. Okay. So if you want to go and get your twilight life, just be prepared to be waiting in line for some of these pictures and stuff. But there weren't a lot of people at La Push. I'll give you that. There were not a lot of people at La Push watching the sunset. So that was very nice. It was just a handful, a sprinkle of us out there. Okay. This is not a national park that I recommend you doing solo. Okay. I think that you should have at least one other person with you to go on these trails and just to be with you for safety reasons. So that's something. I don't think this is a good solo type of hiking trip, but yeah, I think it's worth the visit. Okay, now I will say, f- y'all don't come for me, but Forks was slightly overrated. It really isn't a whole lot going on there because a lot of the filming that they did for Twilight wasn't actually in Forks. So they created some tourist experiences for people who come there to visit because they are a fan of the movie. If you're going to go, to really make it worth your while, I think you should at least do the hike and go and see La Push. Because to me, it makes it worth it to see the beach. But that's me because I'm biased because I love nature. And it's going to do it for me every time, okay? So, but I am tired. I don't know if it's jet lag or what, but it might just be because I did a lot of peopling. All of those sessions, going to all of those presentations for the conference and doing all that talking and yapping and networking and things like that, it really does drain your social battery. And I went right back to work. Okay. So I'm a little tired today, but not too tired to discuss these books with y'all. But I just had to tell y'all that my trip to Washington and to Seattle and to Olympic National Park and the Olympic Peninsula and going on the ferry and doing all those things was a top tier experience. And I'm glad I did it. Okay. It was 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Great experience. Highly recommend. So if you are looking for a fun destination, I recommend it. If you're going to go to Forks, you might as well go visit some of these other spots at Olympic National Park to really make it all worth it. It's really beautiful. It's really worth it. Crescent Lake, all of it, just really beautiful. Okay. But back to the regular scheduled program. Okay, we're talking about these books. I hope y'all enjoyed the books this month. I really did. The books that we chose this month definitely gave me exactly what I needed for Valentine's Day, Season of Love, Black History Month, all of the things, okay? I really enjoyed the books. A Little Kissing Between Friends is going to do it for me every time. I will always recommend that book to people. I really enjoyed it. Juicy, I love her character. She's like one of my favorite characters now. I love her character. And now that I've read 2 books by Chencia Higgins, I trust her pen game because Devon and Chris Plan a Wedding was definitely one of my top reads of 2025. And now this book, like, I want to read more from her. Okay, she really got it. I enjoy her Black Sapphic books for real. And this book is so good. So let's get into it. Friends to lovers trope, like a friends to lovers trope is going to do it for me every time. Like that's one of my favorite tropes. I've mentioned this to y'all time and time again, but I really enjoy it. I loved this story. However, I hate a miscommunication trope. That was so prevalent in this book because Sin, what the hell? As much as I love Juicy, Sin was pissing me off for real. I don't understand how this is your best friend and the lack of communication, the lack of clarity. I still don't get how y'all had sex. Juicy wake up in your bed and you don't leave her a note. You don't send a text message. You don't give her any information about where you've gone, why you've left. And it just don't make sense. And if this supposed to be your best friend, that reaction, how she handled that situation was horrible. And I don't know if I would be as forgiving. I really do understand where Juicy was coming from. Like, the fuck you playing games? Because she was. Because she was. That was wild. Then for Juicy to show up at your studio to bring you food, and you got that groupie bitch popping up too, that was crazy. It was just a lot of situations where it was like, the fuck is going on, Sin? I don't know. She was giving me immature. She don't know how to communicate. And low key Juicy don't either. Why she just didn't call Sin to see where the hell she was at? I could see if she attempted to call Sin and she didn't answer her phone before she crashed out. But she driving around the city trying to locate this girl when phones exist. Why you just won't call her to see where she's at and ask her why she left? Like, I just don't understand neither one of them and how they handled the situation and the lack of communication. It just didn't make any sense to me. I could also understand like her apprehension around wanting to date Juicy because she don't want to lose her as a friend. But I don't know no platonic friendships that maneuver like how they friendship was maneuvering. It was always giving y'all in love with each other. Always. And then the friendship is still fairly new. They had only been friends for a couple years. So it was just weird. It was just weird. I ain't like none of that. Like the poor communication, but the issue with like a miscommunication trope, as much as we all say that we hate it, it's like one of the most loathed tropes. Miscommunications like that really do happen in real life. People really don't know how to communicate. They really be out here just like raw dogging life with bad communication skills. And I talk about it all the time. Like good communication skills can make or break most situations, and most things can be resolved with better communication. Okay. Without the miscommunication trope, honestly, this book, that's where the drama was coming from. So I understand, but still, it just irritates me to no end. Also, I would love to find a queer strip club like this. After reading Boomtown back in December, so we read Boomtown by Nick Stone back in December, and that book also centered Black Sapphic exotic dancers. That book is a lot more gritty. The themes that book is talking about and the themes that the book is centering is a lot darker. So I understand like the language and stuff is different, but I really enjoyed the way exotic dancers were framed in this book and the way Juicy talked about herself as an exotic dancer. It was a lot more positive. Like the perspective was different. I really enjoyed the way that exotic dancers were written about in this book. And I just loved how sensual Juicy is. I also love that she's plus size. Her and Sin are both plus size. And I just love that representation. I really love a plus size FMC. But I listened to the audiobook and the narrators did their big one on this book. Okay. The lady that was narrating Juicy, she delivered. I love the way she narrated and delivered that character. Okay. You could feel the sensuality and the sexiness just oozing through Juicy's character. Okay. So, if y'all have not listened to the audiobook, I highly recommend it. I like doing an immersive read, which is like listening to the audiobook and reading the book at the same time. Listening to the audiobook, I'm telling you, it really is an experience. I enjoyed the narrators, but the sex scenes, the spicy scenes in this book too, were so good. I love the way Juicy was snatching Sin's ass up. Okay. Look, we talk about touch me nots in the queer community. I'm really glad that this book touched on that. I always think that the lesbians who don't like to be touched need to be dating the pillow princesses. But sometimes, like the lesbians that really like to date straight girls end up not getting their needs met in the same way. Because those women I always say they're not really gay or they like play gay. But to see Juicy like call that out and be like, "Are you a touch me not?" Because the way you was reacting to me, baby, makes me feel like somebody ain't been getting licked down like that. Like you ain't been getting touched, okay? And that don't work for me. Juicy snatched her ass up and I'm here for it. Okay, Juicy was turning Sin's ass every way but loose. That strip club scene with the strap, baby, okay? The spice in this book was really good. I enjoyed every page of that. Okay, every page. So this book was good, y'all. It's so many things. Like, I like that representation with the co parenting. That was really refreshing to see, like, this queer woman entering into a very healthy co parenting dynamic with her ex, like that. So, I enjoyed that representation too. And the family, Sin's family, and how supportive they were of her, especially her dad, the relationship she had with her dad. And I love the coming out story that she shared and how she was telling her dad about how she got into a fight at school because of her girlfriend, and like and telling her dad about the story about the fight at school came out as liking girls and having a girlfriend, and he didn't even bat an eyelash, okay, and how he just supported her throughout all of that. That's so refreshing to read. Even the back and forth and the banter with her brother, and when she was fucking up, and how they both, the dad and the brother, were holding her accountable. It was just very refreshing. I just love that whole family dynamic. Nana Cherry, and how she was helping out with Juicy and her son. I just loved all of that. Which, once again, I don't know why Sin thought, like, I feel like they were never just friends. What? This is, y'all moving like y'all dating. Like y'all together. Everybody already thought they was in love with each other. So, but I could understand Juicy's apprehension because the same thing happened with her ex. Everybody thought that they should date. So she decided, let me give it a try, and it ended up not working out. And she, had her son. She got her son out of the situation, but she probably wouldn't have explored something with him had she not felt that pressure coming from external forces saying like they would be good together and they should date. So she didn't want that to be the same situation with Sin. But I don't know how she thought that. Like, even the fact that she called that girl Papa. Girl, what? That is not a BFF bestie nickname. Who are y'all fooling? Who are y'all fooling? And it's a lot of lesbians like this. That's just my home girl. That's just my sis. That's my sis. Like, that you fucking or used to fuck or used to be engaged to. I don't get none of that. I don't get none of that. These loose ass boundaries between women in this lesbian ass community. I don't get it. I ain't never got it, okay? But it was never given just friends. So I really enjoyed the book. 5-star read for me. Okay. A Little Kissing Between Friends was a 5-star read for me. What did y'all think? Did y'all enjoy this book? I know I did. I really enjoyed it. I think my wife liked it. Okay. She been speed reading through this book. She'll never be speed reading through books like this. She ain't put the book down. Okay. So I know it's good. The book clubbers, we had just some preliminary conversation about it just to see like where everybody was landing with the book and who was enjoying it. And so far, I think everybody really liked this book. And I've been pushing for the book club to read this book since like October. So I had wanted it to be one of our October book picks or November. Every month, I've been putting this on the list of books to get voted on, and nobody's picked it. So the fact that they finally decided to read it and they loved it, I feel very validated because, like, I knew that y'all would like it. Okay, because I read this book last year. Well, I listened to the audiobook last year and I liked it. However, I loved it a lot more on the reread. So it's been a long time. I'm one of those people, I'll fly through some books, baby, okay? And will forget. So I have to do rereads. And when I really like something, I like to read it more than once. I enjoyed this book so much more on the reread. I feel like it was things that I didn't remember or might have missed the first time I read it because I was listening to the audiobook. And this time I read the physical book. I went and bought a copy of the book because I enjoyed the audiobook. So, yeah, this was a 5-star read for me. And I enjoyed it more the second time around. All right, now let's get into Peaches and Honey. Okay. Peaches and Honey, I enjoyed the book. Honestly, I really like Karmen Lee's books. So just like Chencia Higgins, how this is my second book of hers. So now I like really trust her pen game. I've read enough Karmen Lee books where she's somebody that I will auto buy. I really like her books. The only issue I have with Peaches and Honey is that it's not long enough. It's not long enough. This story should have been fleshed out a lot more. It's good. I was vibing. I was enjoying it. It was giving me all of the Hallmark vibes that I was seeking. Okay. My girl got an inheritance. She find out, her aunt passed away. And now she got to go down and figure out what's going on with the farm and the family business. Her mother's side of the family helped built this farm and were very vital to this town. And they got peaches and bees and a beekeeper, a bakery, all the things for a good Hallmark story, Hallmark-esque movie, TV show, something. It wasn't long enough. I'm here for it, okay? I was gobbling that story up. And I just was like, and that's it? It's over? I feel like the ending was rushed. Like, come on. I need more spice. I need more romance. Now, this story, I feel like it's not like an insta love, but more like instant attraction. And I feel like, so Mimi is the beekeeper. She already has some concept of honey because of her friendship and relationship that she had with her aunt. And she's been working on this farm, working as a beekeeper, working at the bakery, helping Honey's aunt run this estate, and has learned about honey through her, through the stories that the aunt has told about honey. So, although she's meeting Honey for the first time, she already has some type of like idea of her that she's developed through these stories that she's heard over the years. So, I think that can kind of explain the instant attraction that Mimi feels for Honey, because it's like finally Honey in the flesh. Honey is grieving the loss of her aunt. She's struggling under these expectations from her job. The relationship that she has with her father and her stepmother is very strained. And a lot of the emotions that she's been feeling over the years that she's bottled up are starting to bubble to the surface now that she has to come confronting her past like this, and the grief that she hasn't really addressed since her mother passed, and now her aunt that she was estranged from has passed, and the guilt that she feels by not being there and being involved with her aunt's life and not knowing about all this stuff that's been going on. But she was a child, and dealing with her grief from losing her mother. It was just a lot going on. Okay. A lot going on. And I loved it. The story was so good. And then it was just over. It was too short. As much as this would have been a 5-star read for me, I felt like it was too rushed. Like, I would have loved to see the romance and the relationship build between them a lot more. So the book was good. It was good. Like, I want more of it. I feel like I need more. It was not long enough. So I don't know. Carmen Lee, I know we just met, girl, and we just had our interview. I need more of their story. Maybe drop a special update on your Patreon or something like that. Like, I need to know what's going on with my girls because I feel like the story was just over. Once they finally did come together and finally connected, it delivered. I want more. It was not long enough. Okay? It was just not long enough. So, that book, it had potential to be like a 5-star read for me, but it's a 4. It's a 4. Actually, I probably give it a 3.5 because I'm real irritated by how fast we was moving through that story, but I'll round it up to a 4. That was a solid 4. I really enjoyed that book and I just want more of it. So hopefully maybe in the future she'll drop some special chapters or give us a special epilogue or update or something so that I can know where the story ended up, what happened with the girls. Like, I need more. I need more. That story was too good to be that damn short. So it's a good problem to have that I'm mad that you ain't writing it. Like, it was too good to be that damn short. Okay? Anyway, I enjoyed the books this month. They were good. I've been reading some good books. Okay? I've been reading some good books. And I'm still working my way through my Black Sapphic bingo challenge that I created for Black History Month. And if you would like to participate, it is not too late. I posted the bingo challenge to all of my social media, all of my pages. And if you participate and you submit a completed bingo sheet, I will be raffling off a crocheted book sleeve. It could also double as a Kindle sleeve. So I made one for my book bestie and posted it to TikTok. And people were like, oh, this is nice. Like, I want to buy one and things like that. So I was already thinking about making one as a giveaway. So I will. So if you participate in my bingo challenge and submit a completed bingo sheet to me, like post it, tag me so I could see it and see what you did, then you'll enter a raffle to win a crochet book sleeve from me. So go to my page and see what I've made already. Look, I got some crochet skills. Okay. I be in here with a little needle and yarn making some shit shake. Okay. I crocheted my birthday dress. I've been crocheting a lot of things. You could go and see evidence of my crochet skills. But if you participate in my bingo challenge, then I got you. You could possibly win a sleeve from me. But overall, I really enjoyed the books this month. So, A Little Kissing Between Friends, 5 stars. Peaches and Honey, 3.5 to 4 stars. You know, I had to round up for my Goodreads, but that book needed to be longer because it was that good, and I'm mad that it wasn't fleshed out enough. Okay. But it's giving me all of the hallmark. It got me in my feelings with the loss of her aunt and everything. Yeah, you know what? A solid 4. It was a solid 4. It's that good. I'm mad. It's too short. It was too short. But what are y'all thoughts? What did you think about the books this month? I really would love to hear from you. Come find us on Fable. I'm on Facebook, everything. Come talk to me about these books. I hope you enjoyed them like I did. Next episode will be my interview with author Erica Alexander. So stay tuned for that, okay? And we will be reading her book, Where There's Smoke, in March. So we've been reading 2 books a month together. So the book clubbers will be voting for the second book. So I will announce that shortly what our March book picks will be. But one of the book picks we already know will be Where There's Smoke by Erica Alexander. And then I will have the second book pick ready to announce to y'all once I talk with my book clubbers. All right, and they vote on it. But thank y'all for rocking with me, for reading with me, for yapping with me about books, and helping me build this platform to amplify these stories and to share Black Sapphic authors and amplify their work. Thank you for tuning in to the Book Lovers Club. If you love today's episode, make sure you subscribe so you never miss a chapter. And if you're feeling generous, leave a review because you know those reviews help other lovers find us. So if you want to keep this conversation going, please join me on Instagram or hop on over to Fable to join the virtual book club. And until next time, remember, the stories we read can help us write the love lives of our dreams. See you next Sapphic Saturday.